Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn, part 15 in our Greedy Builders series, where we are, as the name implies, using the Greedy Builders mod that opens up both factions, the Iron Teeth and the Folktales, in one big faction, giving us most of the buildings from every faction. You can see a lot of the entertainment and social buildings right here in this scene. Yes, I finished things off from the last video. Pretty much it's just mud baths and rooftop terraces, because those weren't seeing the highest number of uses. But I'm beginning to think that maybe one of the downsides to the mod and trying to build everything is that the beavers just have too much competing for their time. Because you can see, despite the fact that we've put in more mud pits, it didn't really improve at all. And then the same up on the rooftop terrace. In fact, it's gone down, so has campfire usage. The Agoras are, coming up. Almost half the beavers, a third of the beavers. I guess that's close to half, maybe like 40%. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe there's just not enough time in the day for the beavers to enjoy everything, but I don't know. We have bigger concerns today, and that is namely power. Right now, it's fine, and there are periods where we are well in excess, but if we take a trip over here, yeah, you can see the gravity batteries have been doing a lot of work. A lot of work. So we need to get our power production up. We're using basically 22,000, and a lot of times when the wind's not blowing, I think we're down to 16,000. On top of that, I would really like to get all of these decommissioned. That's what, 64 beavers right there, plus however many are over here. I would just really like to get, what is that, 36 more? Yeah. So that's like 100 beavers that we can knock out of jobs, and they can just go play and bring up our well-being. And that'd be awesome. But that's the name of the game today, is power. It was going to be coming over here and starting our bad tide rerouting, but we need to do power. So the first thing I want to do is start thinking about like a little thoroughfare that the beavers can use to get across. I don't know how the bridges work. Like, can they sit on the edge of that bridge and start building that bridge even though the base of it's over there? I don't know. We're gonna find out. But what I do know is that we will need to make like a stair right there so that they can get up. A stair right there. Wow. I'm a poet. Didn't even realize it. So let's think about how we're gonna get in large water wheels here. Like, okay, so obviously, Brandon, you've got to bring that up. So what do we have the most of, dirt or wood? Let's let the dirt fill up and do this with levees, because when we do the bad water, we're gonna be using all the dirt. Like all the dirt ever. And so I would like to give them an opportunity to get that filled back up. So let's do that there, and then I guess we'll start messing with the flow here. Mainly because we kind of have to. And I just want to get as many water wheels in here as I can. I found, and I'm sure somebody will disagree with this and tell me why, but it seems to me in my playthroughs that if I leave a little gap between two of them, it seems like the water doesn't slow down as much. Because the water does get slowed down somewhat by the power wheels. And by doing that, it seems to mitigate that effect somewhat. And overall, I get more power instead of just putting them back to back to back to back. So that is why I put a space in. I'd really like to put one here because then I could get like 3. So we are going to blast that. At least I think we're going to get 3. Let's see. So one would be here. So then the other one, or would it be there? No, it'd be there. Okay. The other one would need to come out like here. Yeah. So that would let me get this one in here. I could then get this one. Eventually, it'll be here once that's out of the way. And then I think if those dead trees weren't there, we could get another one, yeah? Totally. Because look, like, that'll fit, and then that's up too. So, yeah, we need to get over here. We need to get this going so that we can then get up here and rip all this out. I know people get frustrated with me that I just destroy trees when I'm building, but you know what? I don't have time. If it was just me just like playing the game, just hanging out, chilling with the game, I would bring woodcutters up here, lumberjacks, and mark these trees for cutting and wait for them to clear it. But I don't have that kind of time for YouTube videos, so we are going to do this instead, where we just mark a big long stretch of them for destruction, and then that will let us... that's not going to let us get a path down there, though, because there's nowhere that there's not a tree to be able to do, like, stairs. So we're going to have to do something different here, and that something different, I think, is this. What we can do here is bring this in line like that, and then just throw in a set of stairs here, and then we'll bring, once this is all connected ish, we'll get stairs back here, bring a path around, and then let us be able to walk down there. Okay, so they did get this built. And that is not saying that it's out of reach of the district. Good, so they can build this bridge from the end of that one, even though the base is there. Never 100% certain what they can and cannot do on that. So let's get this bridge in real quick, and then we will start planning for more water wheels down this way. Cool, the bridge is in, so they should be able to bring dynamite over here now. And then once they get the dynamite in, we can put a set of stairs right there. Which, good job. However you say that. Wow, 15 years old. Young to be working construction. Learn your trade young. And then we'll do that like that. And then we'll run this up here like that. And then I'm going to throw a priority on the trees, so that we can get over here and plan this out a little bit better. We're already getting water wheels and nowhere to put them just yet. Okay, so wait, that doesn't go there. Oh, that needed to go down to... Actually, I need to blast all the way back here, don't I? Yeah, for that to fit. What was I thinking? Why did I think that would work? I don't know. Also, that's a bigger gap than I was planning on, so I messed something up somewhere. Where did I mess up, friends? I'm sure some of you were yelling at me and will tell me in the comments. So, 1, 2, like that. So I want this one. Oh, that just fits. Oh no, there we go. That's why we needed to blast that. Okay. So I was just off because of that. Because we want it to be back by 2 off the other wheels. So yeah, that needs to get blasted. So I'm also going to prioritize that. And we have enough workers that we're not going to really mess up anything. Plus, I think they can't get down here anyhow right now. It says they can. Where would they be able to reach that from, even? Yeah, I don't know that I believe that one bit, because they can't reach that. Okay, so it's this that matters. So they're not even considering these yet because they're resting on top of something else. And yeah, they can't get down there. And that's fine because I want to get this planned out before they start building too much, because I kind of want to see where this is all going to go. So we're going to do a few over here, and then we're going to do a few over here, and then we're going to maybe come down here to this straight bit, and maybe back here to this straight bit. and then possibly even get up to here. We'll just have to see how it goes. But right now we're just waiting on them to get some stairs in. There we go. Some dynamite in. Beautiful, lovely stuff. So we can detonate that. I'm going to pause for just a minute, just because I want to see where this is going to go. That'll be fine. That'll be just fine. Cool. So then I want my levee right there, and did I do two? No, I did one. Right there and there. And then we will bring in a wheel there. So, oh, there's not enough room. No, there's enough room if I clear that out. Okay. But we are going to have to blast some of that as well. But that's okay. I'm fine with that. So maybe we can use this route to get them down in here to be able to build some of this. Because once this is done, then we can like do some stairs down and then down that way, and then just some temporary stairs there, just down into the water, so they can start working on a lot of this and getting it done. Cool. So they've got that all cleared out. I'm going to go ahead so the trees don't grow back for now and put a path in there. And then we are going to mark these for demolition and all of those for demolition. And then that is going to once again become our priority. Though I don't think they can really work on much else other than this one wheel right here, which is kind of how I want it to be. Cool. They got that cleared. So we can run that there. And then if I pause this wheel, I could probably get away with just like one set of stairs coming down this way. Oh, I don't have a way for them to get here because they don't... I'm going to have to do something janky again, aren't I? I am. Alright, you know what? Whatever. It's fine. So we'll do that. We'll put this here. And then we'll run a path. And then... So I also want to use that to come down. So I'm going to have to get this cleared, then get rid of this. Or we could just come down back here, like bring this down this way. It's a little bit extra, but I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of in an extra mood. By the way, you may be wondering, why is Timberborn on a Wednesday this week? It's always on Fridays. You're right. It is always on Fridays. However, I have an embargo for another game that I cover fairly regularly, Astroneer, that lifts Friday morning at like 5 a.m. Pacific time. And I want to make sure I have my video up at that moment because I know there's going to be a lot of other channels that have their videos up. And I don't want to be late on that. And it's not a good idea to have two videos go live in the same day. If you need to, then you need to separate them out by at least like 12 hours. But it's just never really a great idea to have your videos competing against each other. Just realized I never gave them away down on that one. So that's why I moved Timberborn this week to Wednesday. What it's going to look like next week, I don't know where it's going to go. Because I have a lot of Astroneer videos planned over the next week. Like a lot. So the schedule may be kind of weird, but you know, I gotta go where the views are, you know. Timberborn, you know, the views are dropping off, but I'm going to continue making the series because I love this game. And I have a lot of fun playing it. And despite the fact that some of you are absolutely brutal in the comments, I love the comments and the interaction I get with it. Some of you are just impossible to please, and you know it. You know who you are. Some of you, no matter what I would do, would say I did it wrong. I'm convinced of it. However, you also have really good tips and tricks and things that I appreciate seeing. So yeah, I'm going to need to get them down here, but now that these trees are gone, I can go where I wanted to go to do that. Because we are going to have to blast, so we can now get rid of what we had as our temporary way down. There we go. And they can now reach all this. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to reach up to there. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't reach that third one. And I've never really determined why that is. But we'll get it done. So, I want to look at it from this angle so I know where I need to blast. So I need to get rid of those two, just one deep. So there and there. So what are they saying? is this outside of what they can reach? That one's turned off. If I unpause it, yeah, it's too far. So we are going to have to like throw in a little set of stairs just for them to be able to reach up to the wheel. Here we could bring them, if we had them down on this level still, they'd just be able to reach up. So that was lovely planning on my part, wasn't it? But we'll get there. We will definitely, we'll come back and get there. And we'll probably do another set back here, and then somewhere we'll connect it all in over here. We'll probably connect these along this backside. And then the same thing down here. We'll probably bring this around back there, and maybe even down to this way to connect to a few that are going to be here. In fact, I should probably start thinking about that before trees start growing. So I have planted some pines, and you can see they're already starting to drop saplings. So let us tend to that. And the interesting thing is, since I have to bring this up, I was really hoping to be able to like bring it up just to here and connect, and then be able to have it on the ground down here. I guess I can do that. It's just not going to be very pretty, but you know, I can't do like this because then I don't have space back here to get this up. I could move the path, but then it would block that. And I'm not rebuilding all of this just to make room, as my voice cracks. So yeah, we'll just have to have something be less than ideal, and that's okay. What we'll do is bring this one up right here, and then we will do this, and then we'll come, okay, we'll go to here, because that's all mostly hidden by the motivatorium, and we will throw it down this facing right. We'll throw a T-junction there, and even though we have a four-way right there, I'm just going to do the four-way, and then we need the straight shafts right there, and then we are going to do another T-junction in case, always just in case, and that is going to run this way. We're going to have that on top. I'm going to put a T-junction here, a T-junction here, connect those two, and then we're going to run this over to here and turn that, and then we're going to pause one of these so that they can get to that little bit in the corner right there. And oh my goodness, they've been building a lot of stuff while I've been running my mouth. There we go, cool. So, large water wheel right there, and that'll get us 3 on that section. And then here, to get this one built, how did they get that one built? I wasn't paying attention. Why? See, this is what I'm saying. Why were they able to reach like oh yeah, there was a train there. Okay, that's why. I know why. I'm with it now. So if I just do stairs like that, just, you know, spin them around 19 times, will that be the secret sauce to getting them up there? I'm hoping. We're going to find out in a moment, I'm sure. Let's prioritize the stairs, in fact, because then they'll try to work on that wheel first, because it was put in before this one, even though they're making good progress. But if we get these stairs in, then I think we'll have a better idea of what's going on. All right, cool. So those stairs are in, and yeah, they can now reach that. Perfect. So then we just want to kind of spin around here and do another set right here. There's no reason to have this wheel paused anymore because they can build this one from right there. Cool. So let's get these last 3 wheels in, and then we'll move on down, but I want to see how much power we got first. So cool, they've got all the wheels in, so we're getting around 700 out of each of those, around a little less, but that's because you can see the water does slow right there. But that has brought us up to, well, I don't know, because that's not connected yet. Oh wow, why is that? Are the beavers really contributing that much? Oh my goodness, we have a huge, much bigger deficit than I thought. Well, the wind isn't really blowing all that much right now. Yeah, the beavers are contributing a whole lot, but the batteries are, oh, not recharging. Never mind, they're in worse shape than they were earlier. recharging right now, but they're in rough shape. So, okay, cool. I'm gonna pause again. For now, you know what? We'll just leave all that in for now. We can tear it down some other time. I just want to see how much further this direction I want to go with water wheels before it just starts looking weird and we need to just think about coming this way instead. So, we could go there, but then that's a little closer than I like. So let's once again get rid of a little section right there. So we'll get that blasted out. There we go. So that should now give me the spacing I like. It does. I tell you, friends, I am greatly missing my bots that usually help me build. They have all been reassigned to making planks and gears. And wow, their absence is being felt today, let me tell you. It's rough without them. Really, really rough. Cool, so we'll put that there. And then maybe one more set back here, but now we've got to look and see how we're going to get them around here. And the answer is going to be coming back here. Is that all the same level? Kind of hard to see through the trees and tell, but yes, it is. Cool, and then we will be able to just drop down there. Actually, let's come over here and do it. Really, there's no good spot, is there? Here is the better spot. So, yeah, we'll clear these instead. Yeah, this would have been the smarter play to begin with. But, you know, live and learn. So we can then just do that and that, and then once they get those cleared, we're going to get down here. And then to get to these, let's see. I do want to get rid of these stairs that are in the water. I don't see why we would need to come down there anymore, except to maybe recover that stuff right there. But oh well, it's gone now. Nothing we can do about it. But they'll be able to grab that. So cool. Let's get this moving and see what we come up with. Maybe let's actually watch them build here. So cool, we've gotten quite a few big water wheels here, and I just want to look. At night, when we don't have beavers running in wheels, we're still 21, 22,000, 25,000. The wind probably just picked back up. Let's see what the wind's sitting at right now. 270, so that's about max. So we're getting closer to where I want to be. Let's take a look at our batteries. They are definitely starting to recharge, but we're not done. No. I want to. We might not come down over here just yet, just because it's quite the distance away, and I do have plans for some things up in here to connect it with like wind along the edge here. So basically, along the land and in these crooked areas, even over the water, doing just some spaced out windmills to, one, connect the power to each other, but also just to give us extra power generation. Because remember, this is just the first of at least 2, if not maybe 3, possibly even 4 districts that we're going to have. Yeah, and it's all going to be interconnected with the same power grid. I don't really like building out multiple power grids, but I think what we could do is get in a few here, though I do want to check something real quick here. And to do that, since these trees are all dead, I can just do this. I thought I could go through a dead tree. I guess not. So we'll just kind of eyeball it. So that would go there, that would go there, that would be the edge. essentially there's going to be levees and dams and stuff built up down through here. So I don't want to go too far into this area. So that's why I'm marking this off, so I know kind of where my end point is. So we could get a few back here, but not a lot in this straight section, like maybe 2 or 3 rows deep. And I'm just going to leave that path there for now, just to kind of mark what it is that I'm planning on doing. Because the idea is, for our bad water, just to give you a little preview, I think I may have talked about this before, is we'll probably fill that one in with dirt, but then we'll bring in sluice gates that are triggered to close during a bad tide, and then we'll blast out this section here and have sluice gates here. But then where we blast this out, we'll come in with our platforms, our overhangs, that have the impermeable floors in them, and we'll make a nice big overhang that shoots way out to over here. We'll build this up with some terrain. We'll build this up with terrain up in here, so that our bad water is getting dumped into this little area where it will join where the bad water currently is routed. So it will just kind of, as soon as there's a bad tide, immediately start flowing off, leaving the clean water to just kind of work its way through until it's dry. And then the moment a bad tide is over, we don't have to wait for all the bad water here to clear. Just as soon as it clears to here, water can start flowing, and it won't have to push out a bunch of bad water all the way down through here before we have clean water coming back down again. I think it'll be a nice thing to have. But what I want to do is, just through the power of YouTube editing, is have some water wheels appear right here. So I'm going to make that happen, though I'm not 100% certain how I'm going to connect them to power just yet, but I'll figure that out. We may do just some wind up in here just to get them connected. And there we go. I was able to get 2 rows of 3 and 1 row of 2 in. And then you can also see how I'm planning on doing like small little wind farms to kind of come around some of these weird corners. Instead of just running a bunch of power shafts, we may as well use this land. I'm not going to do anything else with it up here. Not going to build a district up at the very top. That's all going to be down in the lower elevations. So we may as well make use of some of the space. I also cleared out a lot of the dead plants, replanted some of the blueberries with the forester while the windmills were being built. Even if they're going to die again in the next bad tide, it's fine. We'll figure it out later. But I'm pretty pleased. Let's take a look at our power output. First of all, with the windmills only at 122, we're at 38,000. These dudes are all putting out anywhere from like 300 to 700, all up and down through this area. So we added in quite a bit of power. You can pause the video, count them all, and do the math if you want. Average out between the 3 and the 700. But that's kind of where they all are. You can see like 600 there, 300 there, 400 there, and I know I'm rounding up and down. Almost 7 there, 550 there. So lots and lots of power that we have added in. The question is, has it made a difference? Because obviously, once the beavers quit working, we lose a lot of that power. Well, let's go take a look at our batteries and see how much they've had to kick in, and the answer is they're fully charged. So it's really going to be only during a drought and a bad tide that we have to worry a whole lot. Maybe when the wind stops blowing entirely, we'll kick into battery power briefly, but during just our temperate season, we should be able to keep our batteries mostly fully charged, if not all the way fully charged. And then during the droughts and bad tides, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. So I'm feeling good about where we are with power. That will also help the bots get produced faster now that they're fully powered. All of this stuff that we're waiting on to be able to build some wonders, that will get produced quicker. You can see we're already really starting to come up in a lot of those. So a lot of this is going to get produced a lot faster. So we should be looking pretty good on that. I did delete the paths that were back here. I'll let the trees grow back in. We can clear out what we need to when we need to. But I really kind of want the water wheels and the power shafts and things just to be kind of hidden by at least a row of trees, if not a couple. And then here we should be able to get a sapling that'll drop off of this one, sapling that'll drop off of that one, and same back in some of these other corners. I just brought foresters in, planted, and then got rid of them, because if you remove, so you know, if it's marked for planting, once that's planted, if you then clear the planting area, the tree stays, but it just becomes like a wild tree, and like all the wild trees on the map, will begin dropping saplings. So you can eventually, without having to do a whole lot, reforest an area and get a bit more of an organic look instead of them all being in perfectly straight rows. You can get something that looks, you know, just a little less perfectly straight rows, you know, where they're a little closer together, sometimes a little farther apart, kind of at weird angles to each other, and you just get something a little more organic looking, and I like that. I hope you do too. But I'm going to let this run for just a little while between videos just to see if we can't catch up on a few things here. I may even bring in another smelter or two since we have so many beavers. For now, I am not going to dismantle the beaver power wheels. We're going to let them run until I can get up into here and over into here with some power, and probably even over here. Just want to be sure that we're going to stay above our demand on all of that. So we're going to leave it here. Thank you very much for watching. I know there are a lot of things that you could have watched on YouTube, including a ton of other channels that feature Timberborn. But you chose to hang out with me this afternoon, and I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.